In this video, we're going to discuss the famous Trinidadian accent.
Y'all don't find I song Trini? Hannah, I went to the mall yesterday. I went long circular looking for a dress for this function that I had to attend last night. And this really sweet girl came and she was helping me, she's bringing dresses and stuff to the changing room for me to try on. And she said, "Excuse, you mind if I ask you a question?" I said, "No problem, go ahead." She said, "Where are you from?"
Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that everybody in Trinidad and Tobago sounds like this, but there's enough broad generalities to be able to make a video like this. Having said that, where does the accent come from? Before colonization, the island was inhabited by indigenous peoples like the Arawaks and Caribs. Then came the Spanish, followed later by French settlers and enslaved Africans. A lot of the rhythm, tone, and energy in the modern Trini accent comes from African and Creole speech patterns that developed during slavery and after emancipation. Then, after slavery was abolished in the 1830s, indentured workers from India arrived in large numbers under British rule. Smaller communities also came from China, Portugal, Syria, and Lebanon. Over time, all of those influences mixed together with English and Caribbean Creole to create something completely local. So the Trini accent isn't just Caribbean English, it's its own thing, shaped by migration, colonialism, survival, and people adapting language to fit the culture. Now, with that historical context in mind, let's discuss some key components of this accent. The first is that words blend together. The flow of Trini speech tends to be fast, so words get compressed. Listen to this.
Moral of the story, never trust these women, because why? I thought me and this girl, we were like cool, we were like hee hee ha ha, everything's good. Why is she telling this man that I'm a lesbian? That's crazy.
People saying I sung in Jamaican, people saying I sung in Guyanese, I sung in Trini, I sung in Nigerian, this. Let we get something straight. Listen here, sweetheart. The Trinidadian dialect is very diverse. You want to know what I mean by that? I don't really care what anybody has to say about me, At the end of the day, I doing my own thing, I paying my own bill, I buying Pampers and milk for my child, and I don't really care what anybody has to say about me. You know what I mean?
The second feature I'd like to discuss is that TH can become a T or a D. Take a word like think, you may hear tink, or take a word like there, you may hear there.
My accent is nothing too much, nothing only probably ain't even here before. I Trinidadian, not Jamaican, not Guyanese, not St. Lucian, none of that.
Because what? Because I know you understand when I speak. I know you hear every word I enunciate. Because you say I was British. So clearly the words are there. Clearly the English is there. I know, you know, Jamaicans don't speak English.
The third feature I'd like to discuss is stretched vowels, especially with I, O, and A. Take a word like slang. You may hear something closer to slang. Or take a word like first. You may hear something closer to first. Listen to these clips which do a much better job of illustrating this point.
Well, they probably think I hear with a white girl, but this is actually a Belizean. And I'm gonna be teaching her some Trini slang. So let's get into it.
I actually started in 2012 professionally, right? I did my first soca competitions in the Soca Star.
Yeah.
2012, I had my song named Alien, right? So that's where I got my first little stint of popularity.
Now the fourth feature is a dead giveaway, and it's the use of instead of I and ya instead of you.
Yeah, that means you. What you're doing. What are you doing? We will say yeah. That means I coming. Alright, you won't say I am coming, you go just say I coming.
And the fifth feature is a distinct rhythm and cadence. Trini speech often carries a sing-song rhythm with varied intonation patterns that make conversations sound lively and expressive. Listen to this.
Our fans have been asking for this for a long time. So Shensia and I did our first song back in 2017. That was my first year that I came out as an artist. And we did Badish, and I reached out to her because she was coming to Trinidad for her very first time, and the promoter booked me for the show as well and was like, oh, you guys come and do a press run with Shensia. And I was like, why am I gonna do a press run for a show, And I literally did a song the same day, and I was like, you know what, this
You did a song the same day?
I did a song the same day that the promoter called, and I was like, you know, this song would sound so good with Shensia on it, because you know she's really that bad girl.
Yeah.
And that song was called Badish.
You pronounce it convent, it's convent. I don't think people know that convent and convent are two different words. They're heteronyms, which means they're spelled the same, but they're pronounced differently because one is a verb and one is a noun. So that means the stress on the syllables is different in each word. And we use words like this in our daily language all the time. Record, record, object, object, present, present, permit, permit, convent, convent. I hope this helps, and I know all about heteronyms because I went to convent.
Notice how everything has a uniquely distinct sound. Let me know what you think about the pronunciation points mentioned down in the comments below. Whilst there, if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, let's discuss some keywords and phrases that you're likely to hear in the region. The first is lime.
So the most common one is lime, which basically means like to hang out. So if you say like, are you liming right now? Do you want to lime, etc.? It means like, do you want to hang out?
If somebody say they want to lime, they want to fed, they basically want to party. Like, come, let me go lime, let me go fed.
The second is Waz D Scene.
Hey, where's the scene?
Where's the scene? Where's the scene?
The third is Bredren.
A term people my age say is brethren, and your brethren is like your dog, your homie, your friend.
The fourth is Poka Pok.
Get familiar with the phrase poka poke. Now don't worry, nobody choking out nobody eye. This phrase is usually used by more older Trinbagonians. Nowadays you'd only find your granny and auntie using this phrase now, boy. When someone asks them how things going, rather than complain about life's ups and downs, they simply say, yeah, I didn't know poka poke.
What's interesting about this phrase is that it's very similar to the Spanish phrase poco a poco, which translates to little by little. This alludes to the same thing the guy was talking about in the clip, so it makes me wonder whether the two phrases are actually connected at their root. Let me know if you know more about this down in the comments below. And the fifth word is Ent.
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and the word Ent, E-N-T, oh my God, I could say that. Look, that word is basically an essay, depending on how you say it and what you're responding to. It's a shortened way of saying, isn't that so? Or ain't it? But Ent is just so crisp, it's just so sharp. It's like everything I need to know about how you feel are in those three letters.
Now, what would be interesting to know is what you guys think about this accent. Let me know down in the comments below. If you like language, accents and culture, I've got a newsletter where I discuss this stuff. I'm going to link it down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, go and check out all my other accent explain videos up here. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.